Hello everybody, every beautiful body. We are here on our final Kwanzaa day. It is day 7. It's been snowing all day. Kind of just stopped right now. And you can just see how much. All them millimeters or centimeters or whatever they be doing. Yeah. So I was just trying to clean the girl up. I was like holding her hair and like tapping her on the table to get some of the shavings and stuff off, and somehow one candle toppled, hit another candle over, and these 3 here, or final 3, fell out, and there they are upon the last day. So why on day 7? Anyways, I'm gonna melt some wax and put them back in their little sockets here and fix the girl up for the lighting, the final lighting. We're still in the game. We're still in the game. I realize I have not been asking Habari Gani to use, so Habari Gani. Well, I didn't tell you, but as you can tell from the title, today's final principle is Imani, which is faith. Yes, faith. It's really wonderful to end with a concept like faith. As someone who, is quite inquisitive and I ask a lot of questions about things, like I remember in grade 6 asking my mother, like, who made God, or what was there before God or the universe, and she didn't have an answer for me, and it almost like pissed me off. I was like, why can't you tell me, why can't you tell me, like? But it's obviously a complicated thing to answer, and I still don't completely have the answer, except that everything is infinite. Everything is infinite and always was, always is, and always will be. And the concept of linear time as we know it isn't that real. It's just kind of something that we use to track this realm that we're in. But it's something that can be defied. Like, it doesn't have to be real at all in another reality. Lots of questions about the spirit world and the cosmos and all this stuff, which I love that stuff. I want to spend the rest of my life just growing my knowledge in these areas. That brings into the question faith, right? Because what is faith? It's not very real in terms of the physical world that we know and are familiar with. It is beyond that. It is metaphysical. It is extraterrestrial. It is just like, it's out of this world. Quite literally. Anyone who is religious would be, well versed in faith, I imagine. Especially if you practice rituals and have like, a kind of prayer system. I admire some things about Islam, like the 5 times a day that you pray, and the whole season of Ramadan, and just like the structure, like the real rigid structure that is there just for the sake of discipline. And I'm sure there's other structural things in other religions too. Christianity seems to have lacked. Honestly, like if I was a Christian, like a Christian, I feel like I would be a little pissed at the direction that Christianity has taken, like especially if I was like one of them old time, back in the day type Christians, not the type who are influenced by anything European or Roman or Catholic or that kind of stuff. I mean, like before that, like closer to when Jesus was on the cross. Me would have vexed. Me feel like me would have just not like how it's going. And in terms of just the things that you do in reverence to God, I feel like there's no structure really. There's Christmas Day, there's Easter, so there's Easter, Holy Thursday, Easter Friday, you have the Saturday, Sunday, I guess that's Easter Sunday, and then Easter Monday. And what do you do each day, Yes, so if you're religious, I imagine your faith is great. But if you are not religious, you might, be a little wavering in the faith department, or not. Because I feel like there's no real religion that I attach myself to, but I believe in the universe. I find that the word universe like sings to me the most. Like when I say universe, because I really think of it meaning one thing, like uni. It's the one. It's all of everything in one. And that is where everything comes from. That's where everything goes. That is what we are all made of. And it makes things feel possible. It makes you feel invincible and just, you know, not bound by anything in these five senses. When I think about the universe and the spirit and the energy and the power of it in everything, both dimensions outside of this one and inside of this one. And you know, I don't mind the word God. It's just that I feel like it has been taken out of its initial meaning. First and foremost, people have gendered God, and I don't think that is right. And especially to gender him as a man. Like, you know, it's men who decided that they would call him he, you know what I mean? Like, it don't sit right with me. Calling God he does not sit right with me. And all of y'all out here saying God this, he, that, and you know that you're really imagining some father figure in the sky and a white one a lot of the times. Tell the truth, talk the truth. When you think of God, what race is he? Because it's a humanized version of the spirit we all really mean, but we humanize it, we personify it. To understand it better, I understand. Personifying things helps us to understand them, but it's just not good enough to me, I feel. I want to go to the core of it all. And so while I don't mind the term God, because of everything around it and how it has been misused, and because I grew up in a Christian society and they keep saying he for God, and they kept worshiping a white Jesus and that kind of stuff, it's too fuzzy for me to feel like I should use it. And it doesn't resonate the same way that when I say universe and I think of the oneness of the universe, that really like hits me here in the heart. So yeah, when I have faith in the unseen and faith in energy moving in a way that it moves through me and manifests my desires and just blesses me, it feels really, really good. It feels good. So you don't have to be attached to religion to have faith, you know? I really have developed a great relationship with faith over the past few years, I think. I wasn't paying much attention to it at first, and then I was questioning, you know, just religion in general and dabbling in atheism without saying I was an atheist at all, because I still was just like, I still feel the buzz, you know? I still feel that buzz that just, you know, can't be limited by the sciences and all the stuff that, you know, atheists say is the law above, you know, a higher power who is a creator, or a source of creation, if you don't want to put the word creator on it. Really just say the thing that resonates with you, because ultimately it's the same shit. It's the same ass shit. That's something there. We all feel it. Anyone who has ever had hope and faith know the feeling. Kwanzaa, particularly being about African values, is about the faith in our community and the faith that we will excel beyond the struggles that we have faced. You know, a lot of what I have read about Kwanzaa is so tinged with negativity because it was sparked up by basically former slaves. You know, we are former slaves, and they were closer to that time, and there wasn't as much technology and education available to them and all of these things. So their identity, I think, was very much based in the atrocities of slavery. And so a lot of the readings that were suggested and stuff like that are very like, my people, like, we will overcome, which is beautiful. But I would say that, you know, modern Black people might be a little removed from that, because, you know, we have experienced freedom for more time. And freedom is great because you get to just be more of a human being rather than being limited by what other people have categorized you as, or the way that they treated you or anything. But you know, ultimately at the end of the day, you have bitches out here in the world who look at you and think a certain thing and treat you badly as a result. So it's obviously still around. They still have systems in place that are saying that we are not as deserving as other races for certain things, like whole heap of hate on Africa, girl. Hate is there on Africa, and Africa is the motherland of us all. So if you stop it, you must stop the foolishness. Stop the foolishness. All that to say that there's the personal faith that I am developing, I feel, and you know, it feels like an ever-evolving thing to me. I don't feel like the way that I relate to the universe is so set in stone. It will only flourish more, it will only blossom more. But in terms of faith in my community and faith in my people and us rising above, that is a little new to me, you know, another new thing in my consciousness because of Kwanzaa. So big up Kwanzaa, all of this, the whole week, the whole 7 days have been very enlightening, and it doesn't end here. It doesn't end here at all. I'm gonna talk about my recap of the whole experience on the Art Life podcast, so you know, be sure to check that out, as well as all these videos here to get the recap of Kwanzaa from my perspective. Yeah, Kwanzaa has been amazing in just the way it has cracked open my skull to thinking about my people and my community, and just the concept of others in general, a group of others, a group that we consider our brothers and sisters, everyone who's in the group, and we are working towards something collective. We are caring about future generations, trying to apply the principles in our everyday life throughout the year. And then, you know, by December 26th of that year, which is when Kwanzaa starts, you can reflect on what you have done as it relates to the principles that year, or how you have felt, or, you know, just anything to do with you and your development. The next Kwanzaa, I definitely would love to share it in person with more people. The times are so crazy right now. COVID shit is so crazy. But anyways, yeah, I really hope to exercise it in a more communal way because it's very community based. But you know, I love being alone and love my little solitude and things. I am so happy that I got to experience this in solitude as well and really think them through. And I have more thinking to do because, to be honest, I have put so much energy into just making these videos that some of the days I don't feel like I really sat with the principle enough and meditated on it and did some readings. There's even some suggested songs that I saw on a website, so even to just like listen to the songs, how beautiful to have suggested music to go along with a holiday that means something, not just like, you know, jingle bells for Christmas, but the meaningful ones. Like even these carols that I saw for Christmas, there were some carols in there about the actual birth of Jesus and what it meant, and about Mary and what she was going through, and like that feels like the essence of Christmas and what we want to be hearing. And so the suggested songs for Kwanzaa are like the essence of Kwanzaa, just black music, righteous music. There's some reggae songs in there, of course. It has been so great. It has been so great. I have faith that we will continue to educate each other. I really hope that this experience has been enlightening to somebody out there, you know, somebody watching these vlogs of Kwanzaa, just learning a thing or two and being able to share it. So, you know, like, comment, share, and obviously subscribe so that you can continue to see me and hear me talk about things, because I love to talk about things. Everyone who, you know, loves Christmas, and then there's that weird lull between Boxing Day and New Year's Day, and you're like, what do we do now? It's so strange. Like, some people go back to work, some people have the time off. Kwanzaa. If you're black, especially if you're black, Kwanzaa, my youth, Kwanzaa. Do your little Christmas thing, do the traditional thing that you do with your family. Some people have Boxing Day dinner and them something there too, but that is the first day of Kwanzaa. So even in your head, you can go on Boxing Day dinner and just be in the spirit of Umoja, which is unity. Took a while. Let's just bop through them again. We have Umoja for unity, Kujichagulia, self-determination, Ujima, collective work and responsibility, which is one that I felt I really needed to mull on. Ujama, cooperative economics, something I definitely need to get into too. I want to support more Black businesses. I feel like I don't put the effort in, you know, like I probably see like a sponsored ad here and a thing there, but I don't put the effort in. And I'm usually just like, if I can find that shit on Amazon, I'm just gonna buy it on Amazon. But it's about caring, it's about the greater good and the greater purpose and the development of our people. So you have to put the effort, even if it doesn't feel like the most convenient option. If you're able to, support the Black business then. Yeah. Then there's Nia, purpose, so that's 5. And you know, we went over the Ikigai method to finding your purpose. Then there was Kuumba, creativity, which is especially buzzy to me. Like the fact that creativity is a principle, I think is just really cute and sweet, and the things I read about it being an ethical obligation. It is your obligation to be creative and to add beauty to your environment and to add beautiful experiences for your people. Leave the environment more beautiful than you found it so that future generations can, you know, not start off at the same place as you did. Like, what's the point if everything is about motion and we're trying to keep things moving and going? Your children are supposed to live better than you. The people who come after you are supposed to live better than you. Yeah. So you have to live good up now so that they can live better than you. So creativity, apply creativity. And finally, today we have Imani, faith. It was faith that our ancestors had that there would be better one day. Faith is what got them through. Hope and faith and their relationship with God. Me say, me can't even imagine what those days would have been like. We, right now, Black people, me, anybody who is watching this who has the Wi-Fi and the smartphone or the laptop or whatever to be able to watch this, we are so free. In comparison, you know what I mean? Like, we're free. And that is something that I know I take for granted, you know? You have to do more. You have to take responsibility because we have been given this freedom. And if it were not for the faith of our ancestors who were enslaved, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here, or if we were here, we would still be entrapped. And obviously there are still injustices in the system and those kinds of things. But let's admit it, our lifestyle, our daily lives are great. They are much greater. We are not being whipped. We are not being slashed. We are not being burned. It's really, really sad what happened. So I can understand why so many of the readings were about, you know, how we can overcome and how we were battered and bruised and we're finally free, and the fight and the unity that it takes to get that freedom. I think of the Maroons and the fighting, consistent fighting, years and years, decades and decades, war. Not the kind of war that we know today with nuclear this and atomic that, but just like battle after battle after battle because the colonizers insisted that they must be in rule. The wonderful Black people who fought back and fought back some more and fought back some more. Like when I think of the warriors and even their children and what they taught their children, I'm inspired. I'm inspired to be better, and I'm inspired to impart just timeless principles onto my offspring or just children who I will end up impacting. Yeah, it's all very heavy, especially when I think about the slave stuff, you know? It's a big part of Kwanzaa. It's probably why it exists, because so much has been erased that we needed to put something in place. So big up the founder of Kwanzaa, and big up just like all the Black Panther people, like anyone who was involved in civil rights activities back in the day when there were still like black and white bathrooms and water fountains and foolishness, utter foolishness like that going on, you know? Back when you could talk to your grandmother and they had slave stories to say. You know, people in the 60s were going through that. So yeah, I haven't really brought up much about, you know, the days of slavery or anything in my experience of Kwanzaa, because, you know, it's 2022 now. Happy New Year, by the way. Happy New Year. Yeah, it's 2022 now, you know, and technology has just been growing exponentially. Like, it's insane. The way that we communicate with each other, with our devices, the information that we have access to the point of it being too much. Like, yeah, it's a way different time. And so there is some distance that I have with slave related things, but it is important to know your history. I think I need some personal time, meditative time, very good quality time, meds in it, mulling on it, thinking it through, and almost using that as fuel for my evolution, for my movement forward, to really do the things that our ancestors imagined their descendants would do with their freedom. They knew they had to keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting. Oh God, this is hard. Keep fighting. Some of them dead. Oh God, some of them best friend, them husband, them wife, them sister, everybody just dead at the hands of colonizers. And you just have to keep pushing anyway. You have to keep pushing anyway. So yeah, bless the ancestors, bless them, bless them, bless them, all the ones who went through pain. You can take on the spirit of what happened then, now as well, and you can really go back and be with your ancestor and be the vision that they see. Like, this is the vision that they saw. Maybe not exactly what they were imagining, but they imagined free people. They imagined freedom of speech. I am here on YouTube freely speaking and speaking about Black things and the tradition that we are trying to cement and bring back so that we can really join up as a community. It's just, it's beyond. So yes, I'm very grateful for the Kwanzaa experience. Today is faith. Live in faith. Have faith. Feel strong in your faith. If you're going through a rough time right now, you will make it out. Make it out. You will make it out. Have faith. Have faith. Have faith in our community. Like, somebody being Black will always matter to me, and I hope if you're Black you feel the same. Like, when you see that something is happening with a Black person, like even walking past the street, I actually want to give more smiles to my Black people, because you're kind of aware that there's another Black person there, especially in North America where we don't see each other that much, or maybe it's very location based, like this neighborhood or that neighborhood. But on average, I'm seeing all kinds of races, but not really that many Black people. So when you do see a fellow Black person, give it a little smile, give it a little buzz, you know? Live in the community of it all. Like, you're not gonna join together and sing Kumbaya tomorrow, but you're seeing them right now. You walk past them on the street now. So get a little buzz. I have to work on it, because I'm almost Canadianized, the way that I'm just like, oh no, don't look too long at a person, and you know, that kind of shit. But with our fellow brethren and sisterins, let's build that community any little way we can. So yes, we are going to do the final lighting of our Kinara. She's been in the back, she's been right there this whole video. She's fixed up and everything. I put the candles back. So let's head over for our final Kinara time. Boy, I could have straightened this back up a little more, but you know, so it goes, so it goes. You know what's funny? They don't talk about how the candles will be all these varying lengths. I feel like I always see them in their full height, and I never think about the fact that they're gonna melt down, but obviously by day 7, you know, it would look something like this. Some have gone down faster than others. This one went down super fast because this was just 2 days ago, right? Yeah. And this was yesterday. And this is our final one. God, thank you for Kwanzaa. Thank you for the Black people who came together and went on this mission of bringing African tradition back into the forefront, especially after so many attempts have been there to erase it. And I am grateful to say that in 2022, I have engaged in the practice, and I hope to have it always in my life. You know, I hope to have a kinara every year. I think it's a beautiful piece, you know. We're gonna up the thing next year, you know, have something a little more refined looking, but still loving our girl, our first kinara handmade by ourselves. So, yeah. Umoja, unity. Kujichagulia, self-determination. Ujima, collective work and responsibility. Ujama, cooperative economics. Nia, purpose. Kuumba, creativity. And our last candle, Imani, faith. Let's have a moment, let's have a moment. All right, y'all. Oh my God. Can't believe we're on the 7th day. It's been a whole week. This is all 7 candles, a fully lit kinara. It's been 7 days of Kwanzaa. It's been a wonderful, wonderful experience of mine. And I really hope that you enjoyed all the videos or any videos you managed to get to. And yeah, bless up my people, bless up my people, bless up my people. As we get back to our tradition, as we get back to Africa in general, back to Africa, Africa for Africans, you know? Yeah. Bless up the whole experience. Look at me, I blow this thing down. We did Kwanzaa, we did the full Kwanzaa. Clap yourselves, clap yourselves. Anyone who did Kwanzaa, clap yourself. Especially if it was the first time you've ever done it. So yeah. This is Psyka Dela signing out. Still gonna have videos coming out, just not, 7 days straight. But we're still out here and we're still sharing. So yeah, I love you all. I love you all. I love my people. Yeah, drop some love in the comments. All right, peace. Hey y'all, so someone actually just sent me this video that I think sums up the spirit of Kwanzaa so well. It's of Amanda C. Gorman, who is a poet, an African-American poet, and she spoke at a presidential speech. And I don't know much about her, but I remember just thinking she's really smart, really brilliant and intelligent and talented. And so I just wanted to include that video and end off Kwanzaa on that note. So big up Amanda C. Gorman and everything that she is doing in the name of Black unity. Yeah, Black unity.
May this be the day we come together. Mourning, we come to mend. Withered, we come to weather. Torn, we come to tend. Battered, we come to better. Tethered by this year of yearning, we are learning that though we weren't ready for this, we have been readied by it. We steadily vow that no matter how we are weighed down, we must always pave a way forward. This hope is our door, our portal. Even if we never get back to normal, someday we can venture beyond it, to leave the known and take the first steps. So let us not return to what was normal, but reach toward what is next. What was cursed, we will cure. What was plagued, we will prove pure. Where we tend to argue, we will try to agree. Those fortunes we forswore, now the future we foresee. Where we weren't aware, we're now awake. Those moments we missed are now these moments we make, the moments we meet. And our hearts, once all together beaten, now all together beat. Come, look up with kindness yet, for even solace can be sourced from sorrow. We remember not just for the sake of yesterday, but to take on tomorrow. We heed this old spirit in a new day's lyric in our hearts. We hear it for old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne. Be bold, sang time this year. Be bold, sang time, for when you honor yesterday, tomorrow ye will find. Know what we fought need not be forgot, nor for none. It defines us, binds us as one. Come over, join this day just begun. For wherever we come together, we will forever over.